Hi, my name is Chuck Carter. I'm the Athletics and Activities Administrator here at Erskine Academy. In lieu of our annual, or should I say our seasonal sports information night, what I thought I would do is put together a video and share some of the information you're going to need as a member of the Erskine Academy sports family for the fall season. First of all, I want to let you know we appreciate your patience in all this. It's been quite a task to get to this point to provide you with some information. So stay tuned on schedules, bus departures. We're still ironing some of those things out. So tonight what I want to do is talk about those things that are mandatory. And what I mean by that is this is what I would require all parents to be a part of moving forward. First, I'd like to introduce the people in my athletic department. Chris Cimentelli is our certified athletic trainer, so if there's an issue with health and your athlete, an injury, he would be the person that they should connect with, or you can connect with him. His number's available, so any of the athletes can grab that at any time. Our coaches this year, again, all familiar faces in a cross-country program. David Courier is coaching the boys, and Roxanne Malley is coaching the girls. Girls soccer is Mr. Mike Falla and Abby Glidden. Boys soccer, Carrie Larrabee and Colby Foster. Field hockey, Shara McDonald and Gail Buckland. And on the golf course, Mr. Mark Bailey. Okay, those are our coaches again this year, so we're pretty excited to have everyone back. Today I want to talk about what your expectations are. And a lot of the expectations can be found in our student athlete handbook, which is located on the athletics page or on the Erskine Academy website. I will refer to a lot of the rules and regulations today, but if you need to take a look at that for reference, please do so. I also strongly recommend that you sit with your athlete and go through it if you haven't done that already. I'm going to ask the coaches to cover some of those facts throughout the season, and we're going to talk a little bit about those today. This year's a little bit different. Usually we have standard paperwork that's submitted back to the athletic department. This is not a standard kind of year. Some of the things that are included in the information packet or the forms that we need this year are the COVID-19 information sheet for fall athletes. This is critical. Your athletes have been practicing this throughout the workout and conditioning programs this summer. They've done a very good job. If you're not familiar with it, make sure that you get a chance to review it. You should keep those at home. The other forms we're looking kids to participate in are the daily screening tool. It looks like this if you haven't seen it. Everyone should get one of those weekly, and make sure you do it. Okay, it's real important that we stay on top of this. The All Sports Boosters form is also important. We're not sure at what level we're going to have booster participation, but we are working on some things now. Parent-student permission and contract, concussion management, and the health history form are all mandatory forms that we need to keep on file. So if for some reason you haven't, and you should have already completed those, I should have those on file. The other form that just went out, you should have just received that, is this Erskine Academy Athletics, the assumption of risk. Basically, it's a liability waiver. It's one of the things that we're required to put together as part of our COVID-19 program moving forward with the Maine Principal Association, and of course CDC and everybody else up at the state. So please make sure that you have completed one of those and submitted it back to your coach, and they'll get that to me as soon as possible. The preseason this year was very short. We're actually jumping into our season beginning Friday. We didn't have any preseason contests, but we are looking at having contests beginning again this Friday, which is the 25th, with boys soccer home, girls soccer away, and field hockey on Saturday. As a matter of fact, right now our golfers are out on the golf course, so the season has started in that sport. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do as we begin our season, and that's to make sure that you're following the standard operating procedures when it comes to athletics here at Erskine Academy. And what I mean by that is, the transportation, all the things that you're going to look at in your student handbook. Make sure that you're following those the best that you can, okay? I'm not going to go over all of those in the interest of time, but I'm just going to hit some of the important ones. The teams will be selected, okay, varsity and JV. One thing I'd like to make sure you understand is this is a very different year, a special year, and team size is going to be monitored and limited in some cases. For instance, the soccer teams will have a limit of 20. The JV soccer teams, again, a limit of 20. Out of those 20, several athletes can rotate in, and that's fine, but there'll be 20 allowed to participate in the game and be transported at a time. Golf will have limitations based on the venues that we're going to visit. Some of the golf courses will limit the participation, so we have to keep an eye on that. Same thing with cross country. There are limited number in some of these events based on the total number of participants. So understand, we're not necessarily making cuts, okay, but there is going to be limitation as far as participation goes. Field hockey right now, our numbers are pretty workable so that we can have varsity and JV and they can travel together, okay, and play one ahead of the other. Specific schedule information will come out in due time as soon as possible. We're still confirming some of those things, but team sizes are going to be, modulating all season. The after-school expectation here at Erskine Academy is we're asking that all students leave the facility once school is over. The athletes that have practice, around 3 o'clock can leave here, go out to the venue, or actually the practice site, and they can wait out there. Anyone else should go home and then come back for a later practice. We ask that students come in the back door to access the bathrooms, changing rooms, and the training room. And the expectations for practice as far as attendance is mandatory optional practices. And what that means is we really want you to be here as part of the team, as part of the program, every day as much as possible, but we understand some of the challenges that are out there with transportation and other things. What it's going to take is communication, and that means your player or a parent can contact the coach directly, okay, or the athletic department. Let us know that there's an issue, there's a problem. That will certainly do it. As far as attendance for school, it's just like every other semester, every other trimester we've had, and that is you need to be in school every day or else you can't participate. And what that means is your teachers in person will certainly take attendance, and your teachers virtually will take attendance. You need to be in school if you're going to be participating in sports. It's as simple as that. As I said, we're going to start our season with senior games, just in case something happens and we don't get a chance to extend our season too long. So the first games of the season, okay, in field hockey, boys soccer, and girls soccer will be senior games, and it'll be a recognition of those seniors and the family members. One of the things we're able to do this year is we're able to play up to 10 games in field hockey and in soccer. We'll have 6 golf matches, and those will be tri-matches with 2 other teams in our cohort. And field hockey, and cross country will have a total of 4 races. So that's pretty good. Definitely better than I expected at many points this fall. We're able to provide attendance at our field hockey and soccer games. First of all, let me say that the Kennebec Valley Athletic Conference, that's all the schools that we would play, are not allowing visiting fans. So no fans from other schools can come here and watch a game. None of our fans can go to any other school and watch a game. Okay. The home team or the home school actually has the option of providing home fans access to the games. Most of the schools in our conference are not allowing access to the games for any fans. Erskine Academy has decided to allow 2 household passes for each soccer player and field hockey player. You will be receiving with 2 household badges or passes the explanation of our attendance policy. Let me just read it quickly. The athletic department will issue 2 household admission badges to each team member for home games. Badges will be distributed to players to provide to family members. Badges may be shared among a household unit only and will be numbered for the purpose of tracking. Color-coded badges must be worn and on display throughout the event. There'll be no admittance without a badge in possession. Face masks must be worn at all times while in attendance. Upon entrance to each contest, badge holders will provide their name to the gate attendant for tracing purposes if needed, then proceed to the designated areas defined at each game field. There are red boxes that line the field. They're 7 feet wide, so you have plenty of place to put a couple nice, comfortable LL Bean foldable chairs. And then there's space in between them. And we're going to ask you to find one of those spots, and that's yours for the game. Standing and leaning along the fence around the facility is going to be prohibited. And at the conclusion of each contest, everyone in attendance must leave the game site immediately. What that does is it gives us an opportunity to have the junior varsity or the sub-varsity games go on. So you have to understand, you go for the game. As soon as the game's over, the teams and the fans, they're going to leave, and we're going to rotate in the next group so that we can accommodate sub-varsity games in the fall. As you know, the sun goes down pretty quickly, so your help and understanding is certainly appreciated. So there are a lot of moving parts to this season. We're doing everything we can to accommodate and provide opportunity like to fans and to athletes. I want to make sure that you understand we're pleased to provide this opportunity for our families, as many schools are not allowing any fans to attend sporting events. We look to you all to understand our challenges and comply with these guidelines in order to continue this and offer this privilege. As always, sportsmanship and positive encouragement is an expectation here at Erskine Academy. Thank you for your continued support. So the attendance policy, I want to say is brave and innovative. What it is, it's a great opportunity. A little bit of work on our end, but we know it's going to be worth it to have everyone there. We're also looking into live streaming the games, so those people who are not going to be able to attend can be able to watch the game. So we're still working on that. The dismissal and departure procedures for kids that are participating in athletics is going to be similar to what it has been in the past, but it's challenging with the remote aspect. We're going to continue to work on that. We'll have bus departure times. There are going to be times when it's going to be a challenge to get you here, and we understand that. We still want people taking Erskine Academy transportation to events, so please understand that it's our expectation that you'll be driven here to go to the athletic event that we're departing for. I want to talk a little bit about captains, how important it is to have their leadership this year more than really any other year. The athletic department will use them as an extension of the department and the coaches, so they're really a liaison in a lot of cases with responsibility, no accountability. Okay, and what I mean by that is we're going to ask them to be responsible for things that are very important, but it's going to rely on communication and again, being an extension of the coach and the athletic department. Our schedules will be online very soon. They are always subject to change. Understand that we're doing our best to get as many games as possible. So those will be posted and you'll see them on the athletics page. The academic policies will be in effect as usual. 70 is the number. You need to be passing all of your classes with a 70 average, and those grades will be checked progress report time and the end of the trimester. Okay? If you have one failure, then you are on probation. You have 2 weeks to get that up. More than one failure, then you're ineligible for 2 weeks automatically, and then you have a couple weeks to bring that grade up to passing. Then you can participate. I want to encourage parents and all the athletes to make sure that you're looking at decision making this fall. We have the write-ups or the consequences for substance abuses in our student athlete handbook. Please review those, but I'm going to talk about decisions. We'd like you to make sure that you make good decisions the best you can, and we want teammates to rely on teammates to make sure that they're, I guess, guiding each other to make those right decisions. Okay, if you ever have an issue, and if there's someone you know that's having an issue, and you feel it's important that they talk to someone, you can contact anyone here in the athletic department. Contact myself, Chris Simontelli, please, and we'll make sure that we do what we can to find you what you need. Okay, as far as part of that referral. The coaches will be in charge of the day-to-day. Okay, that's game day, practice day, every day. They'll establish what their expectations are, and they may have additional rules beyond some of the rules in the handbook. Maybe they have a curfew, maybe they want you to drink water or eat correctly the best you can. Those are up to them, and they'll submit those to me for approval. But each team seems to have their own particular rules in most cases. A little bit about our no tolerance on bullying. Bullying and hazing, whether it's through social media, whether it's in person, whether it's a teammate or somebody else, we will certainly have absolutely no tolerance for that. There won't be a place for you in our program if there's bullying and hazing as part of what you're doing here. Bullying is defined as the act of one or more individuals intimidating one or more persons through verbal, mental, physical, written interactions, or through electronic means. Okay, the last one, through electronic means, seems to be one of the bigger ways bullying is happening these days. Like I said, I personally have no tolerance for it, and policy-wise, we have no tolerance for it. So if you feel you're being bullied or hazed, you talk to your coach or come see me, and we will certainly look into it, because there's no place for that here at Erskine Academy Athletics. The equipment you receive from Erskine Academy belongs to Erskine Academy, does not belong to you. So if you get a game jersey, don't fix your car with that on, or have hot dog with extra mustard, or leave it on the floor, or leave it someplace else. Please be respectful and take care of that equipment. First of all, we need it back. Okay, we'd like to use it again in the future. Second of all, that's your responsibility as a team member, and that would be much appreciated. Okay, if you can, don't throw it in the dryer. Hang dry it, if you can. These are a lot of these uniforms are brand new, so anything you can do to cut down on the wear and tear would be appreciated. Parent-staff communication with the athletic department and the coaches. Understand that if you need to talk about the treatment of your child, some of the skills that they need to improve on, their behavior, or how can they improve in their academics, by all means contact your coach, contact me, contact anyone here. If it comes down to you having a question about team selection, playing time, tactics, or any of the other athletes, okay, that's not a conversation any of our staff is going to have. Okay, if there's a question about any of those things, that should come through your player to the coach. That's it. Okay, that is absolutely it. That's the way it works. That's the way we want to, I guess, encourage our kids to, take some ownership of their own destination. Okay, they're not in middle school anymore. It's time to let them connect with their coach and take care of it on their end. I'll go to facility use. There should be really no one using the facility unless they're supervised, okay, or if the facility is open. We have a closed facility. When you're in on the track area, we ask that you, not chew gum or have food. Don't wear your cleats inside. Make sure that you're treating this like my house and not necessarily like your house. We'd like to keep everything looking at fields that never look better. Facilities never look better. So let's do our best to keep it that way. The other rules we have are there is really no smoking and no pets on the Erskine Academy campus. Like I said, we'll be conducting our games with very limited attendance. So everything you can do to assist us in making this season successful would be greatly appreciated. I'm reachable by email anytime here at Erskine Academy. I will certainly check it. If you have a question, you're more than welcome to email me at ccarter@erskine247.com. I'm easily reached right here at the school. And like I said, I'm going to encourage you to go onto our athletics page. There is primarily most of the information you need for the season is on there. But your first contact should be your coach, the coach of your team. And if they can't answer it, I'm sure we can find someone who can. Other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the sidelines. Let's pray for great weather, and thank you for being a part of the Erskine Academy family.